see, discovering your purpose is not going to God to ask what your purpose is. He is the one who has got a purpose for you. You're not the one who's going to use yourself. You're not the one who's going to use yourself. He's the one who's going to use you. But for him to use you, you need to be a plate that's not broken. Because you cannot eat from a plate that is broken. You need to be a cup that is not dirty, because you cannot drink from a dirty cup. So the purpose of a dirty cup is not the same purpose as the purpose of a cup that's clean. Temporarily, that cup which is dirty, its purpose is put on pause until it is clean. So there's a lot of people whose purposes are put on pause because they are still broken, hurt, and have not healed. That plate needs to make sure that it is cleanable. There are some plates where the stains don't come off. You end up not using it because the stains are not coming off. You need to be somebody who doesn't hold on to your stains, your sins, your past. Somebody who can let go of all those things so God uses you. If you cannot let go of something somebody has done to you, or let go of something that you've done, whether how big or bad you may think it may be, you cannot be used by God because you are not cleanable. The other thing is you need to be available. You know that spoon that you clean but it goes missing and you can't find it? You can't use it, not because it's not clean, just because it is unavailable. When God wants to use you, you're sleeping. He wants you to pray at 3 a.m., you're sleeping. He wants you to fast, you are hungry, you want to eat. He wants you to preach, you're shy, you're unavailable. That's what you are. You cannot use a phone whose battery is low. Your purpose for the phone when the battery is low is not to use it. That purpose is put on pause. Your purpose for the phone is now to charge it. And you need to understand, as somebody who God uses, that there are times where you have to wait. There are some times when your phone sits in your pocket and you're not using it. Maybe your hands are busy eating something else. So don't be somebody who feels, oh, God is not using me, God is not using me. You need to understand what God is doing so that you see whether right now He should be using you or not. If there is nothing to cut, a knife is put aside. You see, as someone that God uses, you need to be somebody who looks at the Master's overall plan, not just yourself. Because when you are eating a meal, you will take a fork, you will take a knife, you will slice meat, you will put the knife down, you will use the fork. The knife should not be angry. Why is the master not using the knife to put me in the mouth? He should understand the overall plan of the master so that he sees that his purpose is being fulfilled. Otherwise, you're going to start being angry when God is using other people and not you. When God releases a prophetic word for the nation and used another prophet and didn't use you, and now you are angry, you think something is wrong. Sometimes you try to lead somebody to Christ, they didn't come to Christ. Then somebody else came and led them to Christ and they actually came. Maybe you were only there to fertilize the soil so somebody comes and sows the seed. Don't look at it as you failed. So don't just be somebody who's always, oh, God knows the plans that He has for me. God knows. Yes, there's plans God has for you, but you need to know how his plans for you fit into his big plan. A mouth should not be angry that the food is chewed is now gone to another part of the body. It shouldn't feel like it's useless. Because if you knew how the food looks in the other parts of the body, you wouldn't want to bite it anymore. You wouldn't want to chew it anymore. If you knew how the food is now looking, where it's gone to. A fork is only a fork until the master picks it up. When the master picks up the fork becomes an extension of the body of the master. So if the master's hand goes up, the fork will also go up. If the master's hand goes down, the fork will go down. So now the master is using the fork as his hand to lift up food. If you take a car becomes an extension of your body. It's no longer the same car that was parked. When you get into a car, it's now an extension of your body. If you go left, it goes left. You go right, it goes right. If you stop, he stops. But when you are outside the car, if you stop, the car doesn't, well, it's already parked. But if you move, the car doesn't move. If you turn right, the car doesn't turn right. He only turns right when it becomes one with your body. So fulfillment only begins when a person is now one with Christ. That if Christ goes right, he goes right. Christ goes left, he goes left. Don't be focused on, this is what I should be doing. This is what I should be doing. What is Christ doing? That's what you should be doing. Are you with me? So, the fulfillment of the purpose of a knife is not to cut meat. It's only if the master is cutting meat, that's when the knife should cut meat. If the knife cuts meat when the master is not cutting meat, he's no longer fulfilling his purpose, he's rebelling. If you cut your finger while if you cut your finger, he's cutting meat there. But now you're going to take that knife and put it away. According to him, he's fulfilling his purpose, he's cutting things. But according to oneness with the master, he is not united with the master, he's now doing his own things. So, a person fulfilling their purpose is not them doing that which it seems they were born for. A person fulfilling their purpose is that which they were born for, doing what Christ is doing. So the purpose of a car is not to drive. It's when you are moving, it is moving too. Because if your car is moving by itself and you are not in it, it's no longer fulfilling its purpose. It's moving as a car is supposed to do. But we see your car going down the road and you're not in it, it's no longer fulfilling its purpose. Even though it was meant to be a thing that moves. It is only if the car is moving as the master is moving, then it is fulfilling its purpose. So I repeat one last time. The purpose of a man is not them doing that which they were made for. It is when what they were made for is doing what Christ is doing. That is the purpose of a man. Even if you've got the most beautiful voice in the world, if you are singing alone, you're failing your purpose. If you're not harmonizing with the Spirit of God, you're alone. Trust me, you will sing yourself to hell. And you'll be asking, oh, Lord, I sang for you. You saw people saying, come to the Lord. Oh, we prophesied, we healed people in your name. What? No. You were healing people when I was not. You were prophesying to people when I was not. There's a lot of people who have gone to hell and they don't even know why they went there because they think they should have gone to heaven. That's why there will be a judgment day so that they can understand why they were put there. Hell is not the final place. The lake of fire is the final place. People are put in hell as they wait for the time when they will be told really why they went there. Hell is a temporary place. It's a little holding cell that puts people there as they wait for their judgment date, as they wait for their court date to be told their real sentence. So people are there in hell thinking, but I was preaching, I was prophesying, I was healing people, I was doing this, I was doing good, I was feeding the poor, I was going to visit the sick people, charity, homeless people, doing all sorts of things. Yes, but you were doing them when he wasn't. If you hear that your car has been moving, when you left it parked, you find it somewhere else, you're going to take it somewhere where to be stored. They have to check something. Something has to be wrong with that car. You know, if a car starts driving itself when you didn't say drive, the day you drive it, you won't even trust it anymore. That's the problem that we have now. We've got people, God can't even trust you anymore. Because he said, I've given you power to heal the sick. But then now, when he wants to do it, he finds out you've been doing it. What's wrong here? What's wrong with healing the sick people? What if that person, he lost his legs robbing, and he's only praying for his legs to come back to life so he can rob again? And Christ is saying that one must wait. No healing for that one. He has to wait. Because if he gets his legs, he'll go rob again. And you've gone to heal that person. So people are looking for their purpose. People are looking for their purpose so that they can do what they were meant to do. No. You will find yourself in hell. Discover God. Submit that purpose which He has shown you to Him so that He uses it. So that when He's doing this, you are taking what you were meant for to align with what He's doing. The most rebellious people are the ones who think they're obedient. The ones who the Lord has not told them to do this, but because they think they've discovered their purpose, they still do it anyway. You'll be surprised God calling you rebellious when you are going to church, when you are worshiping Him, but you find Him calling you rebellious. Even when you worship God, don't tell Him what you want to tell Him. Tell Him what He wants to hear. That is worship. You find you've rehearsed things. You know, I'm going to say, oh God, you are lifted up. I give you honor. After that I'm going to say, I give you praise. You've rehearsed the worship that you give to God. That's not what He wants to hear. He wants to hear what He wants to hear. Give Him what He wants to hear, not what you want to give Him. Give God what He wants, not what you want to give Him. Otherwise, you're as good as rebellious. If you don't understand this, number one, you won't find your purpose. Those who found their purpose, you won't fulfill it. Because you think by finding it, it is fulfilled. Or you think by using what you've been given, it is fulfilled. But I just told you that if the master is not doing it and you are doing it, even if you've found your purpose, you've lost. Chief Apostle signing out. Catch you on the next one.